Hey guys, welcome to our channel. Not back to our channel.
Yeah.
I feel like welcome back sounds so much.
I didn't say welcome back to our channel.
No, because we
ain't got nothing on the
we
channel.
ain't got nothing on there.
So it's nothing for them to come back to. And your thing not tied.
My apron's not tied. Help me, please. Help me, please. Hey guys, welcome to our channel. I'm Kenny, and this is Jordan.
And that's Cameron.
Is this how you wanted to start?
How are we supposed to start it?
You all hugging up on me.
Alright, then don't
This
hug
is a
on
cooking
me.
video.
Oh, my bad.
Not a love language
Get your
video.
arm around me. I'll put my
You
arm.
started it.
Put my hand in my pocket.
I need like an action thing. You don't want to do it? Action, come on, director. Hey everybody, welcome to our channel. I'm Kenny and this is
Jordan.
And today's video is going to be all about how we make birria tacos. So birria is a traditional Mexican stew that's usually made out of pork, but people use it oftentimes with beef. What you've been seeing kind of going viral all over social media lately are these tacos that people are sort of making a jus out of and dipping their tacos into the remaining taco juice. So that's what we're going to do today, and here's what you're going to need.
So we got a beef chuck roast, some beef short ribs, always standard with your tacos, your onions and your cilantro. Got your lime over here.
Some yellow tortillas that we just got from our local grocery store.
We got serrano chilies, Roma tomatoes, as always, garlic.
We have some honey, that's my secret ingredient. Cumin, chili powder,
Ground cinnamon,
cayenne for a little kick.
some allspice. Recipe calls for cider vinegar, but we don't got that right now, so we're gonna put some apple cider vinegar in there.
Olive oil.
Some grounded black pepper and your kosher salt.
In addition to your ingredients, you're gonna need a few other things. So we'll be cooking the meat in the Instapot. If you don't have an Instapot and you have access to a Dutch oven or crock pot, they are just as great to use. They're just gonna take a little bit more time. So in the Instapot, you can cut the time down by about half. With the Dutch oven, you're gonna cook it for probably, I wanna say about 4 to 6 hours, depending on how tender you want your meat to be. We like ours to kind of fall apart. In addition to that, you'll need a food processor. Now this is only necessary if you're gonna be making your own adobo. But if you're gonna be buying it off the shelf in the store, then you don't need the food processor. Then you'll need tongs. We use these guys because they are very helpful when you're shredding the meat. The knife and the poker just to help you hold down those ingredients while you're shaving off fat. This container we're gonna use to put the meat in and season it. This is great to have too if you're gonna let your meat marinate overnight, which sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, it depends. In the case of the birria tacos, because you're dipping it in the sauce anyway, we don't find it super necessary to let the meat marinate because you're still getting all those great flavors, and also you're cooking the tortillas and the sauce as well. So that sauce is gonna be incorporated in a few different ways. You can use a cast iron pan if you want to fill and cook your tortilla shells. It's not necessary to use a cast iron, you'll see that, but cast iron is great because it does give a good crust on the outside of that tortilla shell. What we're gonna be using, because we're feeding a family tonight, like it's gonna be a bunch of us eating tonight, so we just kind of wanna be able to dish things out at a more rapid pace. So we're gonna be using the griddle. This allows us to put more tacos on at a time. So now that you know what you need, we're gonna get started. So for your adobo, here's what you're gonna need. Half a cup of chili powder. We'll get our water, the boiling water, into the food processor. Okay, and we're gonna let that steep for a bit, and I'm gonna take our olive oil, pour it into a skillet. While that's heating up, we'll put the rest of the ingredients into the food processor, blend it all together, and then we'll take the adobo and put it on the stove and let it simmer and cook down for a bit. All right, so I'm gonna add in the rest of the ingredients. We have our garlic. Anytime a recipe recommends garlic, I always double it. So this is about 4 cloves of garlic. This is cinnamon, some cumin, brown sugar, a little cider vinegar, oregano, allspice, black pepper, and some salt. All right, so I'm gonna tag team in George. He's gonna come in and chop up these tomatoes to add it to our mixture, and then we'll get it blended together.
All right.
I'm just gonna grab the lid to the food processor. I'm gonna put the lid on, let it come together, get it blended down, and then we'll put it on the stove and let it simmer for a bit. After we turn on the power. So we got our honey here. And I'm just gonna drizzle some of that in. Again, this is an optional part of the recipe. I like to sneak the honey in just because I like to have the whole juxtaposition of the sweet and spicy going on, but that's just me. Okay, so now that we've gotten our sauce down to that consistency we like, we're just gonna remove it from the stove and we're gonna let it cool for a bit, and we're gonna use this entire pan of sauce and cover our meat in it, and then we're gonna sear it, and then we'll transfer it to the Instapot.
I'm just gonna go ahead and take the fat off the beef and chop down the onions, the cilantro, and the serrano chilies.
Okay friends, so now that we have everything prepped, I'm gonna grab our adobo sauce that we already made. I'm gonna put it on the meat, rub it down a little bit. We're gonna brown and sear it in the Instapot, and then we're gonna switch gears and put it on meat stew and let it go for about 2.5 to 3 hours. Now for the down and dirty part. Make sure you massage it and get it in there real nice.
She massaging the meat.
Don't be gross. Okay, now that we done rubbed down all of our meat, we're gonna go right into brown and sear. I'm gonna put it on about 10 minutes. This doesn't need to be in here long. We're gonna let it go for another 2.5 hours anyway. And I'm just gonna grab my tongs and then we'll get right to it. Can I get this big film? Okay, so now that we've let the meat sear for about 10 minutes, I'm just gonna go ahead and switch over to meat and stew. And we're gonna make sure it's on high and manual pressure. And we're gonna let it go for about 2 hours. I'm just gonna grab some of these onions here. I'm gonna add about half of it to this before we add our 8 cups of water, because remember, this is still like a stew. So that 8 cups of water is gonna create our jus. So we're gonna make sure we get all of that adobo out of the pan and into the pot, because we need this for all that good flavor later. Because remember, we're dipping these tacos, so we need all the juice that we can get from it later. All right, so we're adding in about 4 cups. And we're gonna do another 4 more. And then we'll seal it and we'll let it go. All right, so we're just gonna cover this up. And if you're using an Instant Pot, you wanna make sure that your toggle release valve is in the closed position, because you don't want it to release any of the steam. And we're gonna hit start, let the meat stew go for 2 hours. That's it, it's as simple as that. And now we wait. We'll see you in a couple hours when it's time to assemble. Okay guys, here we are about 2.5 hours later. I'm going to release the pressure from the Instapot, and then we're gonna take the meat out and we're gonna shred it, and then we'll get everything else going. All right guys, so it's been releasing for a while, so it should be just about ready to open. Look at all that goodness in there. So we're gonna go right in, and we're gonna grab this bad boy right out of here. We're just gonna let the sauce simmer down for about 20 minutes or so, and then we'll start to assemble our tacos. All right. Remember we put
Ooh, delectable.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Ooh, that smell, it smells amazing.
Now those ribs that we talked about earlier, that's
There
what
you
we
go.
want there. We want it to fall right off that bone. Here, you can take over on the ribs.
I'll take over on the ribs.
Yeah, you take over. Oh, there's a couple things that we forgot to mention when we were listing all of the ingredients. Of course, you need cotija cheese. Or, well, it's really optional. If you don't want cheese, you don't have to have cheese, but we have to have cheese. And also, in your jus, we forgot to mention that you'll need brown sugar. We use dark brown sugar, but I'm sure it doesn't matter if you use light brown. Again, this is nothing that's super authentic. This is just how we make it. We're not claiming to be professionals or anything, but we promise it still tastes good.
And sometimes there's just like little ribbon of fat on the back of the rib, so you can just take that out or eat it. It's got a lot of flavor. I know a lot of us, I mean, it's 2020, getting a little more health conscious over here, so the less fat, the better.
Unless you're on keto, I hear that's good for you.
Unless you're on keto. Somebody give me the information on that. Hit me up in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
What did he say?
Hit that bell.
Share with your friends.
Alright, I think I got all the bones. All the ribs.
It smells so good. Pull it apart real nice.
Unless, I mean, you want to keep some chunks in there, you can have chunky tacos. It's on you. Look, whatever floats your boat. We just giving you the keys to the car. However you want to drive it is on you.
That's your business.
That's your business. Shout out Tabitha Brown.
Except she's probably not gonna condone this because, you know, it's not vegan.
Not
but
vegan
hey,
at all.
but as she would say, that's our business.
That's our business.
Like so, like that.
Like so, like that. We don't want to get in trouble for using her stuff, but y'all
We're
know.
just really big fans on tap.
Big fans. Big fans.
Okay. So now we're gonna start the assembly process.
All right, guys. We're all ready to start assembling the tacos. The moment you've all been waiting for.
So I'm just gonna go in with a few of these spices here and throw in some extra seasoning on our sauce. We let it simmer for about 20 minutes. I'm just gonna go ahead and toss in some garlic salt, garlic powder, cumin, and a little bit of cayenne just to give it a little bit more of a kick. You can just kind of eyeball this part. That's what I do. I typically don't measure anything. I only measure some stuff for the sake of the video in the beginning, but when you know, you know.
I'll grab the handy dandy spoon that you would use to stir in your seasons to the adobo sauce.
And just a couple of dashes of this because, again, I don't like it too spicy. Uncle Jay does, but
You made it spice.
I don't.
You made it spicy. All the spicy.
Okay,
Stir that up.
we're just gonna turn on our griddle, get
Turn
it all
that up.
preheated. We're gonna set this to about 350.
350 medium high heat. You don't want to burn the tortillas, but you also want to make sure the stuff inside the taco gets to cook because since this meat was sitting for 20 minutes, it's kind of cooled down a little bit. But once we put it back on top of the griddle, we will be able to heat it up again.
All right, so are we all done trimming this?
That's all done. I mean, look, get a nice shred on it, but don't go too crazy. You don't need to.
Uncle Jay. Okay, so our griddle's heating up.
Waiting for this to heat up.
We're going to spray it a little bit with some vegetable oil.
You can use canola oil too if you want. Just like put it on a paper towel and rub it around if you will. I'm being lazy and I'm choosing to spray it with cooking spray.
I personally don't think it's necessary, again, because you want that char to get on the back of your tortillas and you got a non-stick surface, but just to please Uncle Jay.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about pleasing me.
It's all about what?
Pleasing me.
I'm sorry? Is it opposite day?
It is.
It's opposite day.
It's opposite day. It's not all right.
Got it.
Silly me.
Okay.
Here we go. Important stuff. You take your tortilla and you grab it with the pair of tongs. You don't want to use your fingers for this. Take the tortilla and you just kind of dip it in there. You don't want it to soak because then
it'll fall apart.
It'll fall apart like it kind of did for me right there. But that's all right because it's going to sear up You can hear it sizzling, and it's gonna close itself back up.
And when you dip, you want to move quickly because remember that jus is still very hot. So it'll fall apart really easily inside the pot. Good.
We're gonna start off with 3. Let those go for a little bit, and you start building. Take your meat, put your meat on there.
Where's the tortilla? Here we go.
I mean, you don't want to overstuff these tacos.
Unless you're me.
Unless you're Kenny. Then go double. So I'm putting the meat on. This is what happens when you have a significant other who knows your every move, can work together. I'm putting the meat down. Pause.
Oh my god.
Don't beat me up in the comments for that statement right there. Kenny's putting down the cheese. Gonna let those go for a little bit. Let them simmer. Let them sizzle. See that cheese? Don't get the cheese on the griddle. It's gonna pop in your face. That's all you gotta do for right now. Put the meat down. Put the cheese on. Let the bottom get a little crispy. You know what? I'm missing something. Because once you put the meat down and the cheese on, why don't you go ahead and hit it again with some of that adobo. Not too much that it's gonna keep the tortilla soggy, but enough to get those juices to kind of fuse in to the tortilla. So we're not gonna flip these just yet. We're just gonna try and get under there, just so that we can know that these aren't sticking to the bottom. All right, so it's been about like 4 or 5 minutes with these. The bottom's getting a little crispy. So once that happens, you can go ahead and start adding your garnish. We washed our hands. COVID out there, make sure you wash yours. And we're just gonna
top it off with some white onion.
Top them off. You can also do this after you pull them off and just open them back up, but since we're gonna be closing these soon, we're just gonna do it now. You don't want to put the onions on too early because then you're gonna basically cook them. I kind of like a little crunch. Raw onion. Take your cilantro.
A little serrano.
Take your serrano.
Only gonna put a couple on here because we don't like that. We don't want to take anybody by surprise either.
So just throw a couple of serranos. Jalepeños work as well if that's what you want to get. Alright, so we're going to start moving on these. I like to use both utensils here. So you kind of pull this up, grab with your tongs, fold it over like so, and then give it a nice little smash. Some of those toppings are going to fall out, which is why you
don't want to overstuff, but
don't want to overstuff. Or ooh, that spice getting in the back of my throat, Paul.
Okay, great.
Oh look, so you can see this sear popping right now.
I'm just gonna go ahead and turn that bad boy. That's what you want. That's the color that you want on the back of that tortilla right there.
Just gonna shovel those.
And remember, some of your toppings fall out, you can always add more. It ain't the end of the world.
Beautiful. Take your lime wedge, just kind of spread that around. Beautiful. Birria Tacos.
Voila. Let me get in here.
Voila.
All right, my turn. There's really no difference in our madness. I just need to make a couple. So we're gonna go right in with these guys. Whoop. That's why I don't do it.
Just throw that in this cup.
Party veil. And see, look, I must have too much of a firm grip on this guy. He said don't do it with your fingers. I did it anyway. It worked for me.
Dang, take it out.
See, look. Keep getting a tear in the middle. That's alright. That's a good one. Alright, we're going to go back into our mixture here. Make sure you get some of both of those meats. Some rib meat, some chuck roast.
Mix it all up.
Okay, you want to top me off with some cheese?
Top you off with some cheese.
That spice opened up your sinuses real good.
Real good. You see that cheese popping?
You got it on there. Don't pop me.
That cheese like the jump.
I like my eyebrows. You hear that? Alright, we're gonna let these guys sit a while. Then we'll build and fold. Finito.
What was that? Okay. Whoa there.
Not that whoa.
Just a couple cool kids here making tacos, guys. Don't get all weird about it.
It's lit. Well, gonna add some onion here. Little cilantro. I'm gonna skip the serrano.
Nobody's scared of a little spite. That was a mistake. Ooh. Woo! Woo!
No, thank you. Not for me anyway.
That was not smart. I don't advise you to do that. Woo!
Alright.
My eyes water. My throat is burning.
Going in.
Babe, those look absolutely amazing.
You didn't gotta tell me.
Alright, you had to get cocky about it. I'm trying to be nice. Sear on that is impeccable. While she's finishing those up, I'm gonna come over here, get yourself
a nice size ramekin.
a nice size ramekin. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Take your ladle, spin that jewel around, and we're just gonna take some of this adobo meat sauce mixture and put it in your own little dipping serving cup. I'm gonna put that right in front so you can see.
And again, I like to add a little extra honey, maybe a little extra brown sugar, maybe some hot sauce, because that's my business.
I got your plate.
Thanks, baby. Big Daddy Kane on the end.
And we just focus on the main dish with this video because trying to make some rice and beans at the same time while trying to record is too much. You guys want to make your own side dishes? Go for it. We're just giving you the main star right now. Here goes your plate of tacos.
Thank you, babe.
Here goes my plate. As you guys can see, they look amazing.
Mine obviously looks better, and that's okay. It's totally fine for you guys to say that. George puts his limes on top. I personally like to individually squeeze my lime on each taco.
Here we go, taste test.
Okay, wait. I'll eat it while it's hot.
Let me in there too. We can double dip. Double dip. Ready? Cheers. Cheers.
Take it. I couldn't. My tacos are too hot. I told you mine was too hot.
Get you some of that. Guys, amazing. Again, we don't need the authentic Birria Tacos makers coming in the comments, coming for us, saying we did it wrong, we did it this. Look, we making these in the crib for us. All you need is the flavor. I don't care about anything else.
And authentic or not, we did our best.
Authentic or not, we did our best. And hey, these joints popping too.
That's it, guys. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you on our next video.
Guys, Birria Tacos. Make you some. Watch the vid. Like and subscribe. See you on the next video. Peace.